It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Steelers and the Broncos. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. If you got to fight against that, they've got to come out ready to play.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And it takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So now here are the Broncos to take over on offense. Led out by their rookie quarterback, drafted 12th overall, Bo Nix out of Oregon.
And a very promising debut in Week 1. Let's face it. Rookie quarterback, anytime you can go out in Week 1 that way and get a victory, you take that as a giant positive as a team and as a player. Now, he'll work on improving his own individual play while continuing to help his team win.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Now it's Nix. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Here we go, Shaq. Hey.
To throw is Nix. Patrick Queen providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. The Broncos send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Returnable here for Callaway. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in Week 2.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come
under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Baron Browning gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Yeah, they tried to move the pocket that time. All of his blockers moving to the left as he bootlegged in that direction as well. But they didn't account for everyone, and he spilled the play.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Boswell's kick is good, and the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down. You look at this Steeler defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results are pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
They need 12 here. It's third down.
Let's go.
Throwing Nix. That's complete to Troutman, right side. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. And here's Trenton Gill now. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Oh, the return is Callaway. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles. The ball to try and get him on the ground. He's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Gonzalez. And he's got his target, Harris. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers are able to add on to that lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was finished off by a Najee Harris touchdown.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. But we get another look now at this Broncos offense.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Here we go, Shaq. Let go.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Here's Nix.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
T.J. Watt, the All-Pro, in there to take him down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out. And the pressure gets to him again. T.J. Watt drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up 4th down. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Gonzalez.
And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Back to throw. Gonzalez. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2. And they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and it's 17-0. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Come on, set.
Nix to the air.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he's unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Caught left side, Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Brought down back at the 21-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Patrick Queen.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Now Callaway on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half.
And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust, and this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Zach Moss accounting for the lone scoring thus far as he's cashed in with a touchdown run. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Rams. A touchdown run for James Conner. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Christian Kirk, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he'll be out of bounds at midfield, so a solid return to the 50.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more.
But one thing I know for sure, the standard speech is to treat the game like it's tied. But when you have an advantage, they also tell you, make sure you don't get your foot off the gas. Message received.
Let's go now.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again, Turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go.
Off the play fake. Gonzalez. This is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth. 30 yards. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything went wrong in game 1. They took care of business with it in game 2.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. Denver's offense ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Denver offense at the line ready to go. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
Nix from the shotgun. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Fielded at the 33. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. They go play action here on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. That time, finally, a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Looking to throw. Gonzalez. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Gonzalez now from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
I know every coach talks about respecting the ball, taking care of the ball. But when it's third and long like that, you're triggered, man. He wants to make a play. And on that one, he's trying to force one downfield to make that play. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, he tried to make the play. A little risky, but it fell incomplete. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Halted in his tracks by Keanu Benton. Here's a 2nd and 5.
At the 6-yard line.
They run it again with Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Come on, set, hut, go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Nix. And, oh, that is going to be a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Taking it about the 16. 2 So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They lost last week. Actually, not only did they lose, they were shut out, but they've got the lead here right now. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive, Gonzalez. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. Takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Back to throw. Gonzalez. Open man there is Darnell Washington. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
He plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They hand this off to Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Steelers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Broncos nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's...
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Here's Gonzalez throwing to start the drive. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers continue to pour it on here in the fourth. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense?
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. This offense so far on third down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be third and a mile. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
Boswell for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. Interesting stat line right now. And technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team and then 2 to the wrong team.
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are troubling. Is he going through the wrong reads, the wrong progressions? Is he getting fooled by defenses? They've got to figure that out over on the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what they say.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a first down. Looking to throw. Nix buying time to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Back to throw. Nix. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. T.J. Watt in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 and what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And they look to finish strong in this 4th quarter, and this is a unit that certainly has turned things around from a week ago. Just a much more productive all-around ball game.
Let's go.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
First down, and they go back to Harris.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Second down and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Here we go. Here we go.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. While you forced turnovers, you didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.
So for Pittsburgh, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they will fall to 1-1, and they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.